Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Battleverse, where we dive into the world of military power, strategy, and the machines that shape the future of warfare. Today, we are stepping into one of the most fascinating and intense competitions of our time, the battle for air superiority between the United States Navy's carrier-based jets and the rising challenge of China's carrier aircraft. This rivalry doesn't just reflect two different airframes flying over the seas. It tells the story of two nations with very different philosophies, strategies, and ambitions for global influence. As we explore this contest, we will break down how these aircraft look, how they operate, what makes them powerful, and what weaknesses they carry with them into the skies above the oceans. It is a clash not only of machines, but of ideas, technology, and military doctrine, and it is a battle that could shape the balance of power for decades to come. When you first look at the American aircraft that dominate the decks of U.S. carriers, like the F/A-18 Super Hornet and the 5th generation F-35C Lightning Roman II, you immediately sense precision and refinement. Their exteriors are sleek, with every curve and angle designed not only for speed but for stealth. These jets don't scream for attention, they hide in plain sight. The Super Hornet, with its twin engines and robust design, carries the legacy of decades of combat, proven reliability. The F-35C, on the other hand, is a stealth machine built for the modern battlefield. Its surfaces are smooth and coated with radar, absorbing materials. Its design intended to make it vanish from enemy radar screens long before it even enters visual range. The American approach has always been about building machines that can outlast, outfight, and outthink their rivals. And that philosophy is evident in every rivet, every surface, every sensor on these jets. Now shift your eyes to China's carrier-based workhorse, the J-15 Flying Shark. At first glance, it looks larger, heavier, and in many ways more aggressive. Derived from the Russian Su-33, the J-15's exterior is wide, shouldered and muscular, emphasizing raw power. It has large wings for stability at lower speeds, an essential feature for carrier landings, and it can carry a significant payload of weapons. But while its design looks intimidating, it doesn't share the radar, reducing stealth qualities of its American rivals. It reflects radar waves far more visibly, meaning in a modern fight where detection is everything. The J-15 is more likely to be seen long before it sees its enemy. China has tried to modernize and refine the J-15, but its Russian lineage still shows, with a focus on brute force rather than subtlety. Stepping into the cockpit is like stepping into the minds of the designers. American jets, particularly the F-35C, are built around the pilot's ability to process information quickly and act decisively. Inside, the F-35C is more like a futuristic workstation than a traditional cockpit. Large digital touchscreens replace the clutter of dials and switches. The pilot wears a helmet that essentially becomes the aircraft's brain, projecting vital flight and targeting data directly onto the visor, even allowing them to see through the aircraft with sensors that stitch together an image of the battlefield. It is immersive, intuitive, and designed to minimize the mental load on the pilot. The F/A-18 Super Hornet, though older, has also been upgraded with digital glass cockpits, advanced avionics, and helmet-mounted cueing systems. In comparison, the J-15's cockpit is modern and functional, but its layout still reflects older Russian philosophies. It offers digital displays and upgraded avionics, but the interface isn't as seamlessly integrated as in American jets. Chinese pilots must juggle more traditional instruments alongside modern displays, which can mean slightly more workload in the heat of battle. While still highly capable, the J-15 cockpit feels like a compromise between old and new, a step forward from the past, but not quite at the level of the futuristic immersion provided by the F-35C. When it comes to performance, the rivalry sharpens even further. The F/A-18 Super Hornet has long been the dependable workhorse of the U.S. Navy, balancing speed, agility, and endurance. It may not be the fastest jet in the skies, but it is reliable in combat, proven, designed to take off and land repeatedly on carriers with harsh precision. Then comes the F-35C, the Navy's leap into the 5th generation. Its strength is not raw speed or agility alone, but its ability to disappear. In a world where first detection often decides the outcome of a fight, The F-35C can see the enemy without being seen, feeding data not only to its pilot but also to ships, other aircraft, and even satellites. It transforms a single jet into a node in a vast digital network of warfare, where the advantage is not about who has the heaviest punch but about who throws the first unseen strike. China's J-15, on paper, offers impressive performance. It is fast, powerful, and maneuverable, thanks to its Russian roots. Its engines provide strong thrust, and its large frame allows it to carry heavy weapons. In a dogfight, it can hold its own. But here lies the catch. Its weight and design pose serious limitations on carrier operations. China's carriers, unlike America's, rely on ski jump ramps instead of catapult launch systems. This means J-15s cannot take off fully loaded with fuel and weapons. Every launch is a compromise. Either carry more fuel and fewer weapons, or carry more weapons and less fuel. This dramatically reduces the operational range and strike power of Chinese carrier air wings compared to the Americans, whose electromagnetic catapults can launch jets at full combat loads. Safety is an area where the contrast becomes stark. The U.S. Navy has invested heavily in redundant systems, automated ejection seats, advanced radar warning receivers, and electronic countermeasures to ensure pilot survival. The F-35C is designed not only to fight but to protect its pilot by warning them of threats long before they arrive. The Super Hornet has decades of safety data behind it, making it one of the most trusted jets for carrier operations. In contrast, the J-15 has faced troubling reliability issues. Reports of multiple accidents, including crashes during carrier training, highlight the challenges China faces in mastering carrier aviation. Flying from carriers is one of the most difficult tasks in aviation, and while the U.S. Navy has been perfecting it for more than 70 years, China is still in the early learning stages. The unique selling points of these aircraft tell you everything about the bigger picture. For the United States, the selling point is stealth, integration, and carrier dominance. The F-35C is more than just a fighter. It is an information hub, a stealth platform, and a strike aircraft rolled into one. The Super Hornet, meanwhile, offers versatility and proven strength, ensuring the Navy has both cutting-edge stealth and reliable muscle on deck. Together, they create a layered air wing capable of both high-tech strikes and sustained operations. For China, the J-15's unique point is its power and payload. It is large, strong, and can deliver heavy strikes when launched. But without the stealth and with the handicap of ski-jump carriers, it falls short of matching U.S. capability. China is working on newer jets and carriers with catapults. But for now, the J-15 is both a symbol of progress and a reminder of limitations. And then, of course, comes the price tag. The F-35C is among the most expensive jets in history, with costs reaching around $100 million per unit. The Super Hornet, while cheaper, still hovers in the $66 to $70 million range. These costs reflect the immense investment in technology, stealth, and advanced systems. China's J-15, by comparison, is far cheaper, at around $60 million per aircraft. This makes it more affordable to produce in larger numbers, but the lower price also highlights the absence of expensive stealth coatings and cutting-edge digital systems. It is powerful, but not as technologically sophisticated. So where does this leave us in the grand contest for air superiority? The truth is, American jets hold the edge in almost every critical category: stealth, carrier launch capability, safety, and integration into a wider digital battlefield. The Chinese J-15 represents ambition, the determination to project power far from China's shores, but it is still a step behind. In a direct clash, U.S. Navy jets would likely detect, engage, and strike long before the J-15s could close the distance. The gap is not just in aircraft but in doctrine and experience. The U.S. Navy has been operating carriers and jets around the globe for generations, while China is only beginning its journey. Yet the story is not over. China is rapidly developing newer, more advanced aircraft, working on stealth fighters for carriers, and building larger carriers equipped with catapults. The competition is heating up, and while today the United States still reigns supreme, the battle for tomorrow's skies remains uncertain. What is clear is that both nations see control of the air over the oceans as vital, and their carrier aircraft are at the heart of that struggle. The battle for air superiority is not just about who has the better jet. It is about who can adapt faster, who can integrate technology more effectively, and who can bring the full weight of their naval power into the skies. Today, the edge belongs to the United States. Tomorrow, the skies may look different. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the rivalry between U.S. Navy jets and China's carrier aircraft. This has been Battleverse, and as always, stay tuned for more explorations into the machines and strategies that define our world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. If these two air powers clashed head to head, who do you think would rule the skies?